everybody. Welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Laursen. Today is episode 311. It is the 8th of April today. And how are you? You know, I decided today should be a lighter side day. I thought I'd like a joke or two. Now, I got to say, I've been kind of Googling a little bit on the internet for jokes, and there's a lot of not very funny ones, like groaners. So, so, but I'll tell you a few. Oh, and I got to tell you guys a really cool story. I don't think I shared this with you guys, or did I? I don't know. Did I tell you guys about our cat? Yesterday was a really interesting day. Okay, first I'll tell you a joke. Okay, what happens to a frog's car when it breaks down? Are you ready? It gets towed away. Ah ha ha. Okay. Okay, this one could be a little bit oh God, prejudiced. Is Google male or female? Answer. Female, because it doesn't let you finish a sentence before making a suggestion. Okay, seriously. I think that could almost be a man trying to fix things. That's just so funny. Okay. Let's see here. What did the duck say when he bought a lipstick? Put it on my bill. Oh, man. Oh, it even shows how many people have liked or not liked this one. So, anyways. So, if I did tell you about the cat story, you're going to hear it briefly again. And a little further, we ended up having to take our cat. His name is Kit Kat, just like the chocolate bar Kit Kat. And he's so cute because he has this bow tie, like a bow tie mustache, or like a bow tie spot or decoration, whatever you want to call it, on his nose. And so that's how we knew for sure it was him when we actually found him. And we had to take him to the vet yesterday. First time ever. You know, we have lived on this farm for 22 years. We've pretty much had some kind of pet the whole time we've been here. Either 1 or 2 dogs or up to 3 cats. And all at varying times, you know, just it was down to 1 at some times and then up to, you know, probably as many as 4 at one point in time. So Kit Kat's, he's about 2 years old now, and we got him in the summer about 1.5 years ago. And what a friendly cat. He's just like a freaking dog, follows us all over the yard. So friendly, sometimes annoyingly friendly, but then I'm not going to lie, I'd rather have an annoyingly friendly cat than a cat that just doesn't give a crap. So, so that's my preference if I have to have a choice. So, anyways, when we got him back, and you know, I forget what day we actually found him. It would be actually kind of interesting. I think we got him back maybe about 2 weeks ago, I think. And we were driving down our back road just north of our place. And my hubby, yeah, I think I did tell you guys this, but whatever. My hubby said, geez, look, it looks like there's a bird on the road up ahead. And there's 2 yard sites right across from each other at this particular place. And so I looked up, and because I'd been looking at my phone, naughty girl, not being present with my husband. Huh, what's that, hey? So then I go we look and we drive up slowly, and oh, no, my husband says it's a cat, and it's a black cat. And we're looking at it. So then he slows down for some reason, and I look real close because he's on my side of the road, and like, hey, I think that's Kit Kat. And not 100% sure, but my hubby then slowed the vehicle down, and I opened the door, and I'm like, Kit Kat, Kit Kat. Well, he right away came over to me, and of course, because of his telltale bow tie on his nose, It's like I knew it was him. And it's funny. Isn't it interesting how people just have an energy? Cats, animals, dogs, us, we have an energy that you just, there's a sense where you know it's a person being themselves or not. And it was just, I got that sense. It was like, it's him. It's him. And so hubby got out of the car and he's going around, Kit Kat's going around his feet and whatever. He picks them up, plops them on my lap back in the car, and we take him home. And we had noticed that he had a whole bunch of hair missing on his butt end around the end of his tail and on his lower back. And I thought, oh, well, at the time, because I didn't really see like any sores or anything like that. Everything was kind of just sort of matted and whatever. And we were just so happy to get him home. And like we saw the hair missing and stuff. We just thought must have been, because we know what probably happened was that he was sitting in my vehicle when it was warm after I'd brought it home. And then when I drove away, because I had to leave the house again, he was in the motor and he would have fallen out or jumped out or however at that time while I was driving. And then that's how he went missing for that long, the little turkey. So he was gone for 2.5 months. And he was gone January the 6th, we got back the 13th, the 14th, January 14th. And literally it was the coldest night of the year here. Like it was like minus 43 or something, and it was pretty crappy that was the day that he went missing. But obviously the guy went on like a survivor venture, like the TV show Survivor, so he won. He won. But obviously during that time he got in a fight, or another cat tried to attack him. Let's put it that way. Because what we learned when we went to the vet last night and discovered that what was on his butt was way bigger than what we realized. Because yesterday I went outside and I looked at him and I'm like, holy crap, there's like sores all over him. And you could see that, anyways, this might be too much information, but you could see that they were draining, right? And it was like, no, he needs help. And this is what's really neat that I'm really coming to understand more and more and more, that when we're in survival mode, like when our bodies are in survival mode and we don't have lions and tigers and dragons in our lives, but we have stress and upset and anxiety and anxiousness and frustration and discouragement and anger and sadness and things like that. And we have bosses and coworkers and family and other people that we don't get along with or aren't happy with, or things we put up in our life that aren't healthy for us. And it could be really bad eating habits. It could be whatever. But whatever it is, we take our body and we knock it out of balance. When we knock it out of balance, because of the fact we're in survival mode for so long, and Kit Kat was like that way for 2.5 months. When he got back to our place and started to eat again and everything, well, that's kind of a side note, really. But when he got attacked while he was gone, and she said that it's very common for a cat to get attacked by another cat and then to get infected. And I know that the infection happened because his body was in so much stress from survival. And it wasn't going to go away because he's been with us back with us. It's a good week and a half anyways. And it took a while for it to really sort of get bad enough that we could really see it clearly and know for sure that it wasn't going away. Because we thought, just being under the conditions here, he's going to be loved up, living like a king again, that he would get better. And he clearly wasn't. It was getting worse. But it's so neat to see that his body just got too stressed. It took over too much. And so he needed help. And so sometimes we all need help. Like sometimes we need help in the form of antibiotics. Sometimes, which funny thing is, that day when I had to leave the house again, I had actually got a bladder infection that had got so bad that I needed antibiotics. Now, I prefer, if I don't have to take, medications. I prefer to do it an alternative holistic way. And There are times when our bodies get just too stressed where we need help from the outside. And we also sometimes need help in the form of a massage, or we need help in the form of counseling, or we need help in the form of something that's sort of external to ourselves to support ourselves to get back into balance. So then we then have the equilibrium to then support ourselves. So I thought that that's just really cool to sort of watch this process. And so now he is on antibiotics, which we're so grateful for, but he just did a fantastic job. Like, she had to use some clippers to sort of clean up around the wounds, and she did put some betadine on it and stuff. And now we're, I just know he's going to be so much better. And I think it's really cool because last night was some cool freaking pink moon thing. And I just wonder what's all getting cleared and taken care of, even in his own world, that sort of came to a head that we would notice it and get it fixed up yesterday. So, and I got to tell you guys too that like I have been really doing a lot of meditating this last, especially week and a half, 2 weeks. And Dr. Joe Dispenza offered this 6 days of different meditations, might have been 7. He turned it into 7 meditations for people. And for anyone who had taken one of his 5 or 7 day advanced workshops, and they were beautiful and they were so expansive. And I'm so grateful that I did as many of them as I could, because he had up to like 4.5 hours worth of information and meditations in a day. And it was so, I can so see with what's going on in the world right now, because I'm missing seeing my grandbabies. I know if they lived on the other side of the country, it would be much easier to deal with because they wouldn't be so close, but it's almost harder to have them so close and not see them. And I'm actually seeing in my world, the benefit in many, many, many ways. The divine has been showing me how that has complemented me in so many other ways, more ways than I can even share. And anyways, there's just been, there's just the awareness of what's been going on. And, yesterday we found out a friend's, one of our kids' friends, him and his girlfriend lost their baby. And then a singer, if you guys have heard of him, John Prine, passed away yesterday. We actually have concert tickets for him this year that clearly that won't be happening now. Then with Kit Kat, and when we took him to the vet, the roads were terrible. Like, I'm telling you, terrible, terrible, terrible. Ice and snow and drifting on the highways. There was people in the ditches. It was crazy. And then you start thinking that usually by now there's pretty much no snow. We're starting to get ready for seeding. That's not happening yet. We still have lots of snow here, people. We probably have a couple of feet of snow where I live. And it doesn't have to be a problem. Like, it can be in your awareness. But what I notice is with keeping my energy up, keeping myself lighter, by enjoying my life, by having fun, by joining the Norwex, by doing fun live videos with it, by watching The Voice, by doing the meditations, by cleaning my house and feeling really satisfied with all of that, what's happening is that I'm keeping myself in a state that keeps me in a lighter place physically. And what is so cool is that the state that you actually are in is the level of awareness of support from the divine that you're going to receive. So when I'm in more of an elevated state, I receive support from the divine at more of an elevated state, because I'm at more of an elevated state to reach it. So I just really have to recommend that you guys do what you can to have as much fun, to lighten things up as much as you can during this time. I know that is what hugely supported me through yesterday, through this last couple weeks with some things that have gone on. I am so incredibly grateful, and it feels like sometimes I'm just doing nothing. I'm just playing and meditating and sitting there. But the magic it's creating is just beyond incredible. So, nearing the end of my show here today, so I'm gonna share with you another joke, okay? And uh, Mr. and Mrs. Brown had 2 sons. One was named Mind Your Own Business, and the other was named Trouble. So one day the 2 boys decided to play hide and seek. So Trouble hid while Mind Your Own Business counted to 100. Mind Your Own Business began looking for his brother behind garbage cans and bushes. Then he started looking in and under cars until a policeman approached him and said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Playing a game," the boy replied. "Well, what's your name?" the officer questioned. "Mind Your Own Business." Furious, the policeman inquired, "Are you looking for trouble?" And the boy replied, "Why, yes." Okay. Jeez. Oh boy. Oh, here's another. A teacher asked her students to use the word beans in a sentence. And my father grows beans, once one girl said. My mother cooks beans, said another boy. A third student spoke up. We are all human beings. Oh, God. Okay. Anyways, all right. Well, I really hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And just I gotta tell you guys, I don't know if I told you about this in the cat story this time or the other time or whenever. Um, I actually had an awareness that he was going to come back. Something told me I had a knowing that he was going to come back. 2.5 months later, we live on a farm. The timing of us driving down that road and everything for us to be able to come across him and have him come home. Uh, just knowing that the divine God source, the universe actually can support us or is supporting us. And I just love it. Anyways, you guys, if you have any of those knowings, trust those buggers. Trust me. Trust those buggers. Trust those knowings, man. Okay? Trust those knowings. Okay. Take care. Bye.